Yet as well too, or maybe they can hear us. Now they can hear us. Oh, well, that's what. Uh, did you restart your computer not too long ago? Okay, there. Okay, that's for like the rest of this stream as well too. But how badass is this has
Game
been.
streaming.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yep, that did it.
Okay, yeah.
At
Okay.
least in terms of the frame rate going up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it's a good thing. It's also like seems like the same URL. So like
Yep,
the
it's
same
going to the
URL.
same spot. All right, everybody. We're back and not buffering.
Yes. All right. I was just like tell Metro to refresh as well too, just in case. Sometimes the YouTube is like strange as well too, where it's like the video would not refresh even though the stream just started or something like that. Or this that often happens to me honestly when I have like 20 tabs open of like many different things and like Chrome can only handle so much as well too. Yep. So that's good. So welcome on in everyone. It has been another week and boy it's a week as well too. But like let's catch up. How's everyone doing? It's been 2 weeks since we last did a show.
Yep, yep. I'm tired. My house is full of flies.
Joey, what's up with you?
Um, Not much really. I've just
Mm.
been working and trying to save up money for the pot doctor
Ah,
to
nice.
actually go and get my medical card
Nice, yeah.
because I live in a state where it's medically legal,
Hmm.
Cool.
but I need to get my card and that's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was like helping
They love
Joanna
to gatekeep
Robinson.
that shit.
They do. There's like, I know there's some reasoning for like fines and fees and that sort of thing too. But I think honestly, it's just so that like it's get kept as well too, and
They
so it's
want to
like
make
it's
sure
only
it's only for rich white people.
pretty much I think honestly.
Yeah.
Uh, Yes, and I've been like working. I was working yesterday as well too, and I was just moving pallets as well too. Again, because like I don't know who definitely the purchasing manager seems to like pallets as well too, and but like definitely someone higher up doesn't like pallets seen in the building as well too, or at least in the stock room. And so like the clever idea is give her an old pallets in the stock room and just like replace it with like big giant shelves that like you can put store the boxes onto as well too. And it's just like okay, what's wrong with there being pallets in the stockroom? Well, what kind of company would have pallets in stockroom? I don't know. I only work at this company. But why should I care? Why do we care about what other companies do? And it's just like I think it's because there's someone higher up, a middle manager, like with a special title of production designer or something like that, or production specialist, who someone with a college degree that never had to like, work the physical day in his life as well too, except for maybe waiter for once. Just decided like let's do this because like we're not utilizing the space above the pallets as well too. It's just like so again
Are
with
you
this
utilizing the
whole
space above your desk, motherfucker?
this whole yeah this whole like efficiency thing as well too, and it's just
Are you
like
using the space above your ears?
but again it's just like no one asked me, or sometimes they ask me for my input to what I think, but I honestly says like I don't like this idea at all. But it's like, oh, clearly you all decided this for me, and so because I'm the lowest rung on the work ladder as corporate ladder as we're doing, I just have to accept with it and deal with it as well too. So like, even though I have a say in it as well too, if my say is to like, let's not do this at all, just continue doing what we're normally doing as well too. No, that won't fly. We're doing this, and like, I have to like work with it and live with it. Yay! Corporations, capitalism.
We love
Some
capitalism. No, we don't.
So that's what I've been doing with.
Not all change is good change.
Yes, exactly. It's just like this change, honestly, is like neutral to me as well too. But yet, like the production specialist and the purchasing manager kind of asked me, "Are you excited about the shelvings coming in? Why should I be excited about the shelvings coming
Because you'll be getting a
in?"
lot of lower back exercise.
I guess as
Are
well
you
too. But
excited about the new shelves?
is why I'm
No, I didn't want the shelves.
it's like, why would I be excited about something that's happening at work? I'm not getting a pay raise from this. It's just like it's not going. I don't know if it's going to make my work easier. I don't think it's going to like. I think it's going to be like neutral. Honestly, the work will just be different, not like easier or harder or anything like that. So why would I be excited about a change at work? Especially since like I'm only here because I have to pay rent. And so, like, being a stockroom croaker is not something I'm wanting to do around growing up. I want to be an actor. And so, apparently, I have a bad attitude at work or something like that. Not that I'm going to officially be written up or anything like that, but it's kind of like the thing is like, so now the purchasing manager knows not to ask me questions about, like, how am I doing at work? Because, like, again, it's like, do you want the real answer of how I'm doing, or are you just creating small talk?
I am apparently easy to get along with. That's what my coworkers think of me.
That's good
Meaning
then.
you keep quiet, keep to yourself, and don't bother them with bullshit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
I also don't have any of them on my fucking Facebook, and I intend to keep it that way because
Yes.
that's where I get to be a vocal commie.
Oh yes.
And I don't want to do that with my freaking capitalist compatriots.
hmm Any this happens to like other people. Like Thought Slime Spirit just at his first job, Tim Hortons, basically like yeah, same thing as like working fast food, and it's just like, why are you people excited about like this sale that's going on at this company as well too? Why are you excited to come to work here too as well too? Oh, okay.
Well, I think one of my coworkers who has the healthiest view of the work that we do,
Mm,
she kind of lets anxiety roll off her back. She
mm,
doesn't really take any shit off of anybody.
mm.
And she's like I think she had 3 felonies.
Oh, okay.
And that's why she's like working her way up the McDonald's ladder because it's one of the only ladders available to her.
Mhm.
Ah, I see.
And so she's like in a management position, even though she's not necessarily management material.
Ah.
And
She
her
just said that she's a
attitude,
felon.
which I love her attitude,
Okay.
but it's a certain level of not giving a fuck. That's
Eh,
what I see in it.
yeah.
And you have to just not give a fuck
Mm,
because sometimes somebody comes through the drive-through who's a real jackass. Like you wonder who the fuck raised you and why
yeah.
are you ruining your own day and trying to ruin mine?
Uh,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, I worked at a gas station, so it's like I meet that like the 5% of the population that's like that too, as well too. Hello, Lucivia. Ah, it's nice to see you. I hope everything's as well as you can be. I remember someone on Facebook says like I hope that when people ask me how am I doing, they all know that like that with the not said thing, how are you doing? Considering that we have a rise of fascism in the world. I think we're all assuming that the context of there's is like, well, there's the rest of fascisms. Like, apart from that, I'm okay or tired or just like whatever as well too. Besides, honestly, when I ask that,
yeah,
I'm
there's
uh,
that, and then there's everything else.
yes, exactly. Uh, because again, it's just like I brought this up before. It's like my friends would like who are neurospicy too. Is kind of like, do you want the real answer? Or do you want to just create small talk? Because that would depend. Because your answer to that question would depend of how I answer how I'm doing as well too. Oh,
Basically, I don't want people to talk to me. I'm fucking driving.
that's a good point as well too.
And their small talk is the same goddamn small talk every time. How long have you been
Yeah.
doing this?
Mm,
Are you from around here? Where are you
mm,
originally from?
Like,
mm.
I don't
What is
know.
your
I
favorite
just
place
work at
to have lived?
McDonald's. This is a McDonald's, man.
Mhm.
No, this is my
It's
car. I'm driving. Leave me alone. I'm not your single serving friend.
mhm. Yeah, it is. I'm glad that you finally got low income housing and you just have to figure out how to move. It's you know, Lucivia, even though like generally I they hate moving and hate the concept of it, and like, but for a friend I'll be willing to like do it as well too. Even though Mitch Hesberg has to sketch us of like I hate moving, I hate helping your friends to move. How about we just like I just help a friend to stay? What are you coming? What are you doing this weekend? I need you to come and help me stay. We're just going like, come to my place. We're gonna stay there, not move anything. I'll order beer and we'll have pizza.
Yeah.
Or I'll get beer and we'll order pizza. And it's like, yeah, that's a much more interesting thing. But when you become the pickup truck guy, the guy with the pickup truck is like, oh, you're trying to be friends with me so you can use my pickup truck this
Hmm.
weekend to move stuff as well too.
And I'm guessing since you're using low income housing that you don't have a car, Lucy.
Yeah, Lucia. Yeah, it's like honestly, Lucia, I wish I could like help you as well too. Have to drop it in
That's
and out.
me. I don't have
Yeah,
a car.
this.
I have to use the bus.
Yeah. I don't have a car either. I don't even have a license to drive. I don't have a license to drive either. It was more or less a personal choice is for me because of like to reduce my carbon footprint of my own personal actions to try to reduce climate change as well too. But it's
I would honestly have to make more money to be able to afford a car.
that's the real
Hmm.
reason for now why I haven't even considered like getting my license to drive or even getting the car. It's just like it was way too expensive for me to own a car, period.
Hmm.
Um and so like that's why we chose this apartment because it's right next to like a major state highway and the major interstate highway as well too. So I got easy access to buses to like go into Seattle as well too. I was thinking of moving some boxes via like light rail and bus. Not sure how to move the big shit. Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah, see,
might just
that's the
have to end
problem
up
with
taking the
not having a
bus one
car.
box at a time.
Mhm. It probably is just like whatever box you can like fit on your lap or like on the seat next to you, even though like they will all have rules of like no packaging or like bags on seat as well too. It's just a more courtesy thing in case the bus gets or light rail gets full. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, can I sit down there as well too? That sort of thing too. I don't know how to move the big shit for you, Lucivia.
You
Maybe
might go on Facebook or wherever, and just uh, go to the market, the free cycle thing or whatever, in your area, and just say, "Hey, I'm too poor to move. I don't own a car. I'm moving into low income housing. Could somebody help
mm,
me please move my furniture?" And
yeah.
you might do some screening to make sure they're not sketchy assholes who will steal your shit.
Yeah. hmm I agree with that. That's fortunately
I
there's
have
this.
family that I try to ask,
Hmm.
hmm
and
Yeah.
hopefully they get like the opportunity to come over and help me with those things because there's certain things that I can't do because I don't have a car.
hmm
Like
Yep.
take the boxes to the recycling center. Like
Yeah.
breaking down the boxes and
hmm
taking them to a recycling center requires use of a vehicle.
Yeah.
And I don't have one.
hmm
And so my boxes just kind of sit there
hmm
collecting until I either A, find a different use for said boxes,
hmm
or B, get them broken down and taken out.
hmm Yeah. Uh, we like when we moved into this apartment over 10 years ago, like it's on the second floor too. So we had to like bring things up a flight of stairs. And it's like we did carry my oldest brother's computer desk as well too, which doesn't break down. It's just like it and it's just like it's just like wood panelings of wood boxes as well too, just like places of wood to like form a kind of structure of an entertainment system as well too, that sort of thing too, that kind of computer desk as well too. But it was all in one piece, and so we push it up the stairs and into the apartment as well too. And after doing that, we were kind of considering, Jonathan, do you want to do that to your computer desk too? Which was just a big solid steel desk, honestly. Like it was from like the army surplus like stores.
Peace.
And I was like, nope. I'm just going to buy a IKEA like computer desk, which is what I did. Because like with this one, I wish that like I have family could rely on. Most of my family isn't okay with the trans thing, and the others don't even know me and look down on me for being poor. The whole
Mm.
"that's your fault" deal with it thing.
Yeah, if I
Depending on
ever
how
bought a
well you can
ticket to
live
win the
without them.
lottery, I'd love to win the lottery to make a giant commune for people to live in.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because being trans should not be a reason that you lose family.
Hmm.
And I am a big believer in adoptive family.
Oh yes, found family. Yes. Uh.
Depending on how well you could live without it, you could just sell some of the bigger stuff, save up,
Hmm.
and rebuy it later.
Hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the thing you would need the most would be the biggest, the heaviest, and the hardest to move, and that would be the mattress.
Hmm. Yeah. Unless you like have a sleeping bag or a cot or like something that's smaller to
Yeah.
sleep on.
But I mean,
That
sleeping on the floor or on a cot, I mean, that depends on Lucy's health.
true.
Because I don't think I could do that.
That's true.
And
That's
Yeah,
very true.
I'm in pretty good shape. It's just that I'm over 40.
Hmm.
right?
Uh, oh, that's right. I'm going to be 41 in about like 2 weeks. July
Sleep the
9th.
wrong way and you just start tweaking
Hmm.
all over the place. And
Hmm.
Hmm.
pretty
And
soon you're off work because you fucked something up.
Hmm.
You have to
an
explain
air
to people.
mattress is actually a pretty good option.
Yeah.
But then if anything goes wrong with it, it's the ghetto tax thing, where you keep
Mm.
buying an air mattress every couple of months instead of being able to afford a real mattress.
Yep, the Vine's boots theory, where it's just like you can only afford the
The
cheap
cheap
boots.
shit that wears out and you have to rebuy it,
Hmm.
but the
Yep.
really good stuff lasts for years and years.
And even at the same time, it was like people that can afford to buy in bulk have like saved like 50% by like buying like they make a ton like 90 rolls of like toilet paper as well too. And that adds up as well too because like
Hmm.
I can't buy the big tons. I have to buy the smaller packages that like is less toilet paper per dollar. And
Yeah,
so
and even the
like
dollar store is even worse because everything
mhm,
comes in tiny packages and it's covered in rat shit.
mhm. Oh,
And
with the
how's
shit that they're
everything made overseas
Mm.
yeah.
and a
And
tax on everything because of the fucking tariffs.
Oh
mhm.
yeah, that's still happening. Yes.
Yeah. And we get
Even
fast furniture and fast clothes and
mhm, fast
everything's just
fashion,
made to
yes.
fall apart.
Hmm. Built-in obsolescence, like not just in technology, but like in everything else,
Yeah,
because
in your
like it's super
clothes.
cold. Yes. I noticed a rip in one of my like leggings is where too. It's just Batman leggings. It's like okay, that's a okay one pair of leggings I don't care about, and it was in the knee, but it's like okay, then that'll be just one I'll just like wear on the weekends
I
as well too.
almost bought myself some rip stop shorts just because I hate getting holes in stuff. I
Yeah.
Hmm.
just hate getting holes in stuff. And I had
Hmm.
to buy two new pairs of shorts for work.
Hmm. Oh yeah. I got some holes in like I unfortunately I shouldn't do this, but I have a lot of socks that have holes in them, but they're Sailor Moon socks. I still want to wear them, man. It's like I should know I like should throw them away. But there's also a proper way to throw them away. There's a certain like service of like threadbares and like that. Don't just throw them in the trash. And so that's to my procrastination of like, oh yeah, I'm just like, okay, I can't just throw this in the trash as well too. I should like save it up, and then I just end up don't do anything about it as well too, and maybe I'll just like be on the floor somewhere as well too. Um. But yeah, so it's like so yeah, the tariff things. It's even if like Trump like tacos out as well too is like yeah he tacos out and some of those things too. I don't know about the tariff deal between China as well too that's happening, but still a 10% tariff on
Basically,
like
all of his rich friends are begging him to stop this
mhm.
because it's
uh
hurting their bottom line.
In all
inflatable
kinds of different ways. Like South
yes.
Dakota, there has been a push for ICE to leave alone restaurants,
Mm.
hotels, and farms
Yep.
Hmm.
in red states because that's where a lot of illegal immigrants are currently being employed.
Hmm. Yep.
Yep.
and where the work is needed. And
Hmm.
so ICE is now being encouraged to not raid those areas
It's
in
almost like we have an
the red
internal
states.
colony made of Latinos.
Hmm. Yep. Uh,
Yep.
and yeah, so it's just like that's still happening because I bet like the Nazi Stephen Miller still wants like 3,000 like deportees like every single like day or every single month at least, well too, and it's like for the numbers and plus
Even
also
though
the
all those people need to be fucking unionized.
yeah,
Like,
exactly, I agree.
honestly.
Yeah, class
They need
worldwide
to be fucking
solidarity for sure.
socialized.
Yes,
Wait,
exactly.
no, that sounds bad. That sounds like
Yeah, that
treason.
does sound bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's like um unionize a better word, yeah, yes. Because like they all should deserve rights and stuff like that. We shouldn't have to like fight for our rights to like be able to exist as well too, and like be with people as well too. It's good to see the community like step up and like protect our own like they have in
Hmm.
like Los Angeles as well too. Several people have, even though there's like, I wonder why they voted for Trump to begin with or something like that. But there's several people saying like, I did not vote for this as well too, because like they just believe them. It's like they're only going after the criminals. It was they okay. They say they're going after the criminals first. Who's second?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, second is people who are naturally legalized here.
yeah.
Actually,
And
that was
that's who they're
first.
targeting.
Yes. Yeah, it's just like the pretense is like only going after criminals was just a pretense anyway. They're just going to like go after anyone that is just like
Yeah, you
brown.
don't see them down in the barrio where people might actually shoot back.
Yeah,
You don't
yes.
see them there.
Hmm. It's always at like the Home Depots or whatever. They're just there working as we're too. And so like hmm no, actually, someone did mention on like my Facebook is like they're not going into the ghettos because like the gangs are going to protect them and like shoot back, and so like and because ICE are cowards and most cops are cowards anyway too. That's why they don't go there as well too.
ICE is also
Yeah,
highly
why else would
unprofessional.
you cover your fucking face? You're a fucking coward.
Hmm.
Agreed. Yeah, exactly. It is just like also the like the no mask rules for protesting if you're protesting against like genocide in Palestine, and yet like these people are allowed to have masks as well too. But it's just like okay, it's like rules for us but not for them. It's well bullshit, of course. Um, I saw white farmers complaining about because black folks haven't come back to work to the land. Some things never change.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I read this. There's an amazing letter
Mhm.
from a formerly enslaved man to his former owner. And it's just the most passive aggressive shit. Because the
Well, white
former
people.
owner had said, "We need you to come back and work," and he's like, "Okay, where's my back pay?"
Yes, reparations.
Also, what assurance do I have that you won't attack me, my wife, or girls? I mean, but please
Uh,
give my thanks to Mr. Solomon, who stopped you from shooting me when I was leaving.
I guess thanks for letting me live. Yes. Lucia has asked that didn't the government give like a $1 billion contract to like prison firms to build like a prison for, or immigrant slash citizens that ICE to pick up? I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Stephen Miller has like $250 million in like shares in like Palantir, and
Hmm.
Palantir is like taking whatever data they can get onto like people in general, and they're using that for like the ICE deportations as well too. So it's just like just open frequent corruptions has happening in the government as well too, and it's just like yeah,
At least getting deported for me means a 300-mile trip to my res.
yes,
That's all the
go
farther they can send me.
go back to
Go
where you
back to
came.
your people. Jeez,
From.
okay, it's only like 300 miles, but
Okay, I'm going back to my cousin's dad. Hello, I'm here.
fine, be that way.
Wish we could deport Trump back to Germany.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
And Elon Musk back to South Africa. Hmm.
Hmm.
We don't want him anymore. We don't want him. You
Isn't
can
he an
keep it.
anchor baby?
Uh,
No,
no,
his
I think
parents own an emerald mine in South Africa.
Elon
Oh,
Musk.
I thought you were talking about Trump still.
No, Trump
Oh,
is an anchor baby. I think. Yeah, yeah. I think his father was an immigrant. I could be wrong about that, but I can believe that as well too. Trump is old enough anyway. Hmm. But like,
Like the majority of his kids are anchor babies.
Yeah.
yep, they're on this one too, pretty much. Yep, Baron is anchor baby. You guys like Melania Trump? That's the current wife, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
Yep.
That's
she's
what
like,
gets me about these people. It's like rules for me, but not for thee.
Yep.
uh,
You
Richard
know what I
Spitz.
Hypocrites and
mean?
extremists.
Yes, Richard Spitzer has like his wife is like Asian or somewhere too, and yet
Oh
he
yeah.
still wants like the white supremacist like ethno state as well
Well, the
too.
thing is, they fetishize that shit because they
Oh
think
yeah.
submissive. They have
Oh
all those
mm,
stereotypes. You'll
yep.
notice everywhere you go, the stereotypes are always highly sexual.
Yep, exactly. The whole cuck thing as well too. It's just
Hmm.
like yeah, they emphasize the section the eroticism that they like have for like black bodies as well too.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah.
hypersexualization, hyper aggressive, hyper emotional.
Yeah, they talk about like white genocide of like how they're literally being fucked out of existence as well too.
Yep.
I was just wondering, why are they building prisons for immigrants if they're just going to deport them?
Well,
Is
they need a
this
place to store them while they work through all the lawyers fighting to keep these people from being deported.
but also it's for like further for those prisons to be used for something else, unruly workers or that sort of thing too.
Yep.
Because like it is in part a distraction, but is also a part of like destabilizing the workforce as well too. They're forcing us to like be a fear of like the government doing something as well too, so it can be more compliant as well too. I think that's like kind of whether they're aware of it or not. Stephen Miller just hates like anyone that's like not white for
Yep.
certain as well too, and that's what motivates him.
Yep. But
Well, like
also, it's an opportunity for um, the government to hand out the great contracts to rich assholes.
mhm. Yeah, Geo Group and Core Civic as well too. Because I sure they funded the like the GOP party and the Republicans for sure as well too. Because
Sure as
like
shit they almost certainly gave money to the Democrats.
yeah, true. I agree that I believe that as well too. Because like when the Democrats are getting control, they did not abolish ICE or melt the ICE as one death.
And
And so yeah. Oh yeah, this is like also in current news. It's like, oh, it's the start of World War III. Okay, yes, we bombed Iran. And also like Israel like sending strikes over Iran, but like Iran did like counter the bombing by sending strikes over onto like one of our air bases in Qatar as well too. Oh, and so like and then Trump also tweeted out like there's a ceasefire being made, we got a deal, while Israel was not following that as well because the thing is like I can believe Trump does actually want peace as well too. Does want to escalate things with Iran specifically as well too. And Iran for sure does not want to be bombed at all. Ooh, we got Isaiah who's going to
Mm.
drop in and say hi.
Hey,
Oh,
Isaiah.
Hey everybody,
how was
just got back
Pride?
from. It was good. It was good. I just got back from the brunch they had and
nice.
got some clothes from a clothes swap and
Queer brunch sounds awesome.
Hmm.
it's nice seeing everyone expressing themselves and
Hmm.
basically just being who they want to be and not,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm not
Hmm.
LGBTQ. But I always just go to just LGBT like gay bars, I guess, if that's the
Hmm.
old school way to call it,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's like I'm not LGBTQ, but I don't have to mask being autistic, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Since
Mhm.
it since that place is accepting queer people anyway, they'll accept like
Right.
people of like any sorts as well too. So long as they're not
God, what
bigoted
is
to
it?
others.
Like two 20, I want to say it's like a 63% chance increase in the instances of trans people being also neurodivergent.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge increase, and when you've got that many neurodivergents in a freaking room like a
Hmm.
freaking gay bar,
Hmm.
then
Yeah.
there's
Like
going to
like
be
I
a
like
lot more acceptance there.
Like
Yeah.
I've gone there in the past. I go there quite often to some degree, even though I'm not really a club guy.
Hmm.
And there's another black guy there who because
Mm,
there's it's pretty like mixed. It's mostly still white, but it's pretty mixed clientele.
mhm,
Um, and yeah, there are people who have told me like there was a guy who asked me like, am I autistic? He was very nice about it. He was very
mm,
polite about it,
mm,
and I said yes. And he was like, I could kind of tell because the mannerisms, I
mm,
guess,
mhm.
always using your hands and all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you're paying attention, you can tell a person who's autistic.
Yeah.
I found out like at work, there's a lot of people who clocked me as being autistic.
Mhm.
And when I like was like, well, yeah, I am autistic, they're like, oh, well, that makes so much more sense.
Mhm.
hey, do you
Of
know what
course, I
else
wonder
makes
how much of it is just that once you're willing to come out as trans, you're willing to say, I don't give a fuck about masking.
Yes.
hey,
Mhm.
do you want to know what else makes you autistic?
What are those?
Trains.
Model trains. Model trains.
Yeah, so yesterday I went to the model train show and I've been going for the last like 9 years, so you build up a collection like I've done. So I have box cars. I even bought the telephone poles.
Mm.
Um I got a locomotive here.
They got a mini McDonald's toy that they're coming out with where you can get like the little tiny um delivery truck for McDonald's, the
Mhm.
little Coca-Cola delivery truck that
Yeah.
they've
Mm.
made now for McDonald's. Um and all kinds of other little toys that are like a miniature McDonald's, like a miniature fryer and a miniature this and a miniature that.
Mm.
And they're supposed to be doing that this next coming month. And it made me think of people who collect little sets that they recreate like regular life
Mhm.
in train sets.
Mm.
You know what I
Nice.
mean? Because
Yeah.
everything's miniature.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
well, like, cause I think what started me with it was it was during the late '90s when I would go to Toys R Us and I would see train sets and I would think these were always because it's like it's because like you've obviously seen a real world train and then like here's a miniature version of that. You always thought, wow, that's like fascinating and like the detail that they put into like making them as like authentic as like it's
Mhm.
just a lot of it's just very fascinating.
But it's
But
also a creative endeavor with the model train sets. If you go in for the
Mhm.
whole landscaping thing, because
yeah, oh
you get to
yeah,
put in as
You
much
talk
detail
about
as
a
you want.
neurodivergent stereotype.
Mhm. Yeah.
well, to be fair, I did see some young women there. They look like sorority girls. I mean, I think there's I mean I think a lot of women like this too. They just don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe because like they probably would feel ashamed for
Yeah,
like liking model trains and like that. You're not, and that's not a girly thing to do
right.
as well too. Is it? But like it is that's where it's like people should be like more open to be like who they are as well too. And yes, like Lucivia, trains are cool. Oh, you wish you had more of them instead of like
Hmm.
cars and planes and stuff like that. Yeah, that makes
Yep,
sense
yep.
as well too. More trains to be
Yeah.
traveling around the country instead of just like cars as well too. And speaking of
Although,
like someone who's
I,
also like oh
although
go
no,
ahead.
I was saying I did buy a model car though when I went yesterday.
Mm.
It's a actually I'll show it to you. You guys can keep talking.
Yeah, yeah. But speaking of like someone else who's also like queer and trans and also neurodivergent and autistic as well too. Phoenix is in the chat as well too. Because like yeah, the it's not everyone that is like trans is also autistic, and not everyone that I know that's autistic is also is like trans or queer, I should say, it's like that. But yet, there's a huge overlap amongst my friend groups of people who are like once you kind of realize something about yourself, like, hey, I'm not cis, or I'm not like straight, or like I thought I did as well too. You also think, wait a minute. Especially when you're are listening to like other people's experiences. This is true for Tabby Wolfus. She's just listened to her other friends talk about. She knows that they're autistic, and they're talking about their experiences. They're like, oh wait, I also have like audio sensitivity things. Sometimes I need
Yeah.
to go outside with like headphones on for noise canceling things. Like, oh, I might be autistic too, and that's a sweet model car that you have there. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
whew,
the box is a little bit messed up, but I got it for $10,
okay, that's cool. Yeah,
Right
yeah.
on.
so I'm
It's
gonna so I like I put lights in airplanes and spaceships and all that stuff. So let's see if I can test my knowledge putting a car together and putting the lights in that.
See, that's kind of just like a fun project I can see myself getting into if I had the space to if I had the space, I would easily get like a Gunpla of like Gundam or like Macross Plus or Macross and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Because like, well, how stereotypical of me who likes anime and sometimes even the mech anime to have a Gundam model like on my bookcase or something like that.
Also, too, I think, and I don't know if this is a controversial thing to say, but like, I mean, gearheads, that's some autism too. I mean, they
Yes.
you can have a gearhead tell me like how much fluid you need in your whatever the hell, and I'm like, bro, it's like, I like what's the difference between it being something you like a special interest? Like, I can't really tell because
Hmm.
there are car people who know a lot about
Well,
cars.
if you can paint it blue, it is
Yes.
acceptable for males.
Yes.
If you can paint it pink, males are not supposed to actually touch that stuff because it might
And you
make
can
you
increase the
gay.
price by 15%.
Oh yeah, the pink's tax. That's the thing too, as
Yep,
well.
that too.
But no, it's just like it is strange how like in like masculinity there's like acceptable like special interests of masculinities. Oh, he's just like really into sports. So like look at him with his shrine to the Steelers or something like that. He's just a mega fan as he's dressing up in that big costume as well too. But if that person in that big
He's doing
costume that
cosplay.
yes, he's doing cosplay, honestly. And I no judgment for me. I get it. I cosplay
Only
to
with
like
consent, Phoenix.
of course, only with conventions. But I cosplay to like anime conventions as well too, and I see like mega sports fans that have a shrine to their favorite team is like no different. Or again, those who do fantasy sports, you are obsessing over a spreadsheet
Yeah.
of numbers.
That
It's
that's the
D&D
You
thing.
for
might as
jocks.
well be rolling dice.
And yeah,
Yes.
like that's the thing I never understood about when people get like it's like, but bro, you're into like at like football and shit. And I'm not over here giving you shit for being into that. But when someone's into Star Trek or something, it's like, oh, you're a nerd. It's like, well, you like okay, and you wear like someone's jersey on your chest. So come on, dude.
It's boy or girl. How about both? I agree, Phoenix. Not only both of like for yourself or like for being gender fluid, but both in like partners as well too. Not have the love triangle thing is just like how about they just all date each other, or if like the two members of the like triangle don't like each other but still like that one person, they just all date. Cause just dating. Come on. I'm non-binary. I want a sticker that says boy or girl, and my answer is a dragon. Yes, my gender is dragon. Yes, we are all nerds. How could you tell, Phoenix? How could you tell? I call myself some random geek and can at the drop of the hat to just tell you everything you need to know about like Star Wars as well too. Isaiah Taylor showing off his model trains.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I bought this one. So I bought this one. This is
Nice cornflakes.
yes, this is a covered hopper car.
Nice.
So usually hopper cars are open because it's like grain or or
Hmm.
something. But if it's
Yeah.
something that has to be covered from the elements,
Hmm.
it comes in a
Covered
covered
hopper.
hopper car. Yeah.
Hmm.
These are box cars.
Hmm.
The name kind of
Yes.
just suggests.
Hmm.
So I'm not like a trained expert, but I'm definitely like
This is the first time I heard the term hopper car, so you already had like informed me of something I didn't know. I did not know before.
I know, right?
Hmm.
yeah.
As Hey, so yeah, that's before you just hop on. Like I say, I mentioned the some of the current events that were happening of like yeah activities with like us and being involved in Iran as well too. And no, I don't not think this is the start of World War III. I do think of it as a start of like another Iraq war, that sort of thing too. But like it's more or less, it's more or less
It's
that
just wealthy people trying to lie to us to get us into another war to to kill brown people.
but it's really, but I think the driving force in this case is just Bibi Netanyahu in Israel because, like, his country has to be at war, or else he will be on trial for his like corruption as well too. Like, because like
Hmm.
even some, I bet even like some of the like most like militantly Zionists like in his and like ethno nationalists and Israel first kind of like party members, some of them are so tired of the Bibi Netanyahu as well too because like he just keeps on like now some of them are war hawkish as well too. Wants to have like war with every brown person in the area as well too. Iran, Gaza, Egypt, Qatar, Lebanon as well too. But like I wonder if there's definitely amongst like some of the people in Israel, not necessarily all, but definitely a lot of the populace, and I bet they're just getting tired of like Bibi Netanyahu. But of course, everyone else that's being bombed by Bibi Netanyahu in Israel and the war and the arms that we supplied them as well too, it's like getting tired as well too. So it's just like, is no, I don't not think it's like a next World War III, but definitely it's the next Iraq situation as well too, and probably going to have troops
I
there
think
for like
it's gonna it's I mean it's yet another war that's gonna like hasten the end of the American empire.
Yeah.
the American
I
Empire
think it'll
should
be
fucking
like
die
Iraq
already.
1 rather than Iraq 2.
Does the sort of make sense? Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think Trump's
No.
team will allow him to commit to. Yeah, but I mean, if they try to stop him, he might do Iraq 2.
Hmm. No, or like Iran Contra, that sort of thing too. Which is like, no, but yeah, still, it's just like we're going to be involved in like a lot of things happening around the world at some point or another, either through Israel or like other means as well too. And it's just like, it's still none of it's good because like I didn't want to drop bombs on like Iran anyway. Not to say that I'm in love with the current like government of Iran as well too, but also kind of like we played a part in like the seeds of like things to happen because like
Mm-hmm.
back in 1953 we
The Shah.
yeah, we overthrow the Shah just so that like BP can like get better prices on the oil out of Iran as well too. And then the response to that, there's a lot of things that happen. So this is your own broad strokes, but like because of that, of the overthrow of the Shah in 1953, led to eventually the Islamic Revolution in 1979 as well too,
Mm-hmm.
which leads to more or less Iran's current government as well too. So it's kind of like we kind of played a part in that as well too by meddling in Iran and when like all for capitalism too, all for the dollar.
No,
Mm-hmm.
you guys don't understand. We gotta fight. We gotta liberate their women. That's what we have to. We
You've
have to
seen
do a white.
pictures of Iran prior to 1979.
Mhm.
We have to bring white feminism to the Iranians. That's what we have to.
Whenever, whenever a Republican start comparing to like women's rights and like feminism doesn't work too in the context of another country, it's just like okay, be worried. We're probably going to bomb Iran into feminism
Yes.
somehow.
And by feminism, we mean Sex in the City. That's what we mean. We mean Sex in the
You are
City.
such a Samantha.
But we need to bomb them. And then bring them Sex in the City. We need to bring them Baywatch. We need to have Chappell Rome do her all her stuff. We need to yeah.
Because yeah, it's honestly all pretense. Spreading democracy and like freedom
Mm.
is the only way. So like that is all pretense. It's just like because I don't know how you can bomb people into democracy. I
You just do, geek. You just be like, take this bomb, take it.
is right democracy on the like the bombs we're dropping as implicants is going yeah on the back of it as well too. I
Oh,
guess.
and by democracy, we mean puppet governments funded by billionaires.
Hmm.
Okay, when they say freedom in these countries, you making like I don't know,
Actually, the
like
puppet governments are not funded by billionaires. They're funding the billionaires.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, my bad. But yeah, that's what we mean by democracy. It's you get a government that's just basically a money whore for like a resource whore for the West.
You get a government that's much more compliant to like the IMF, the World Bank for the structural adjustment programs as
We
well
bomb
too.
them until they give in. Then we give them debt, and
Hmm.
then we make them pay back that debt by building the infrastructure that's convenient for the corporations that we send over there to extract their resources.
Yep. Hmm.
Yes. Oh, and then you'll hear and then maybe a rock and roll song you'll get to. Which is ironic considering that rock and roll oftentimes critiques the status quo. So it's
Hmm.
like, okay. Yeah, we've caused so much damage to the world. And like for what? For a few rich folks to,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, Phoenix, I totally agree. Because I have like Free Palestine somewhere in my tags for my YouTube streams. It's always on YouTube. They're rarely on Twitch, but sometimes on YouTube. Like I got one person who said like, "Oh, you should not support Palestine as well too, because you're a queer person." Yeah, they go to that stereotype where apparently I'm gonna be
Oh,
thrown off the roof and certain
Israelis love
things.
that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yet, a queer a lesbian, a Palestinian lesbian, I think, spent some time in occupied Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and she just got nothing but harassment and bullshit. But she got
Hmm.
nothing like that back home.
Hmm. Yeah. It's pink washing, honestly, and purple washing is just like using like the veneer of like social justice as an excuse for like imperialism.
And
That's
I
it.
gotta
Instead of colonialism too.
and I gotta say, as a black person here,
Hmm.
like me and Joey's people have gotten that shit too when it came to like our freedom. It's like, if we let black folks free or we let Native Americans have their rights, they're gonna rape our women,
Mm-hmm.
white
Hmm.
women. So when they say about, they're horrible to women, they don't. These people don't give like these conservatives or these white rich liberals in the cities that they don't give a fuck about women's rights. They don't give a fuck about women. They sure as fuck don't give a fuck about women who live in those areas. They're just like, our bullshit milk toast form of feminism is better than everyone else's form of feminism. Here, okay, about Muslim countries not respecting women. Did you guys know that Pakistan elected their first female prime minister in the 70s when women couldn't even have credit cards in their name?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, her name was Benazir Bhutto.
Hmm.
So. Yeah, and head of state in a Muslim in Pakistan, a secular person at that. Whereas we didn't get a woman to the Supreme Court until the 1980s with Sandra Day
Hmm.
O'Connor. Yeah,
Yeah.
We
you
still
have all
haven't
these.
gotten a female president.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you have all these dumbasses out there saying, "Whoa, they hate women's rights." It's like, well, you hate women too. You just think like here's the difference between people people in America hating women and how they think other pe countries hate women. Like you could have some redneck here in the South be like, them Iranians, they don't like their
They put their
women.
women in bags.
Right. Yeah, but yeah. Basically, Jonathan or
John.
John,
That was me.
Yeah.
John. But that same redneck be like, I like that Confederate flag bikini on my girlfriend. That's all.
and and they want their women to be still be in the kitchen making them a sandwich as well
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
basically. Well, I mean, there's definitely been
They're
like,
not controlling their women the right way.
well, here,
Is basically what they're saying.
here's the thing about that. So the Norway shooter, the guy that did that attack in Norway that killed like 70 people.
Anders
Mhm.
Breivik.
Yeah, Anders Breivik, he hated Muslims, but he had respect for how like the Taliban treated their women, though.
Mhm.
And there's always that weird, like,
That's because
line.
conservative people all the world over all appreciate the different methods that they all use to do their own form of oppression.
Mhm.
Right. Basically,
They model after each other.
Mhm.
It's just they think that white Christian oppression should be first. That's what they believe.
Right.
That's the only reason they're against Sharia law, and that's never been enacted in like any kind of like law like in the United States or other countries as well too. That's not Muslim countries, is but like they are against Sharia law because it's not Christian law as well too. They rather like impose the patriarchy their way, not the
Yeah.
Muslim way. And atheists like or like the right wing atheists as well too would always like or those anti-SJWs like I saw a picture yesterday because like a friend of the channel Old McDonald had me on his stream with other friends of ours who just like sitting around chat about things and Old McDonald showed us a picture of like a bunch of different anti-feminists as well too. My God, I couldn't like name most of them as well too. And not surprising, it was collaged from like 2016 that Old McDonald made because like who is this person? Oh God, on Doom. Oh God, TJ Kirk. Those people would always like criticize feminists, USA feminists, or like well too. Why are you talking about like the problems women
Oh,
are
you
facing
remember
here?
Elevator Gate?
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember. But like they would try to like deflect like the concerns that like USA feminists would have of like the patriarchy happening in the USA. What but in Iran women cannot like they go out without wearing hijabs. So like why don't you talk about that? I'm not in Iran.
Well,
And
go ahead, go
and
ahead. Keep going.
and I'm sure there are feminists there that are talking about like how we should have the right to wear whatever we want and not be forced to wear something or not as well too. But like that's their fight, and I support them in that fight. I'm here in like in the United States of America, and I'm talking about a guy who came up to me like in the elevator where I could not escape at 4 a.m. at a conference about asking if he wants to get coffee with me as well too. And all I'm saying is like, guys, don't do that. That's all I was saying. But boy, did that piss off so many people.
I also wonder too is because like okay like I'm a guy, we're all guys, so we can't really comment too much on film on or at least we don't want to like I mean I don't know, but like because like the other day like The View, so I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show The View. I used to
I've
like
heard of
it,
it.
but then it became so pretentious I just stopped watching it.
Hmm.
Is that the
And
one with
like
Whoopi Goldberg and some other
Hmm.
people
yes.
sitting behind a desk?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, basically that. It's
So peak
it's
liberal bullshit.
yeah, pink liberal bullshit, basically. Yeah. I like that John can like tell me all of these like terms for all these people.
Hmm.
Just like that. Pink liberal bullshit. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, and they were talking about like sexism in America and what their topic was Sabrina Carpenter and that pose, that
Hmm.
that thing she did. And I'm trying to figure out why would people in Iran care about this? Why because these women these women have said that Iranian women are uneducated. Some of the women on the panel said that, and I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure there's Iranian women who are educated probably more so than we are, and
Hmm.
they don't subscribe to this bullshit about who's doing who, like which celebrity is doing what. So
Hmm.
I
Actually,
don't
that
know.
was a big part of some imams' critique of the U.S. Came over in the 50s, saw these celebrity magazines, thought we were a ridiculous, decadent culture.
Yeah.
Hmm. And it's just like it does sounds like oh my God, that like Iran is not doing things that we are doing. They're like we gotta like educate them on how to do things a proper way. Even though like the liberal feminists, white feminists and bullshit of just like hire more women guards. I'm just like
Yeah.
I have major critiques about this.
And to be fair, I mean, we do kind of sexualize women a lot in our society.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I'm a guy and I'm victim to that all the time, but I guess I can admit that. But I'm like I mean we do sexualize women a lot in our society. It's almost like they're not people. They're just things to fuck, I guess. So, I mean, they're not wrong when they say that. I just don't you can still make the argument that we over sexualize women without having to put a religious spin on it. I just think we do it because we're just
It
sexist as shit. That's what it is.
it's that and as well as like if we are not aware of it or if it's so pervasive in our media as well too, we just think of it as commonplace as well too, especially if you grew up on like James Bond or like other media like that as well too, where
You
her
mean
saying no.
The British
That,
rapist.
yeah, the British rapist. Yeah, exactly.
Which one, Sean Connery or Daniel Craig?
The character.
S-
They're
the
all.
character. No, Daniel Craig at
Although
least
Sean
says,
Connery was the one who did the most rape.
yeah, he did
Yeah.
the most rape. Yeah, because he was honestly as close to the character according to like the author as well too, and looked like the character a lot more based on Ian Fleming's description as well too. But just
And I was
like,
just talking about Octopussy, where he turned a woman straight.
yeah, no, Pussy Galore in like Goldfinger.
That's the one.
But like, yeah, but like I'm sure like the other James Bonds like also did sort of thing too because it was acceptable if like the game as were too that like the man has to give chase. So like even when she's saying no, it's like he still should pursue her as well too. And it's like so yeah, and even up to like the 80s, like with Prevention of Nerds or like 16 Candles or other like things like that, where they were just passing girls around that were drunk and like pass out.
Yep.
Mm.
To be honest
Like uh,
though, so who was that? Gary Michael Hall? I mean, that is one handsome
Anthony
ass.
Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall. That was one handsome ass white kid.
Hmm.
I gotta be honest. If I was like LGBT around that time, I'd be like, damn, Anthony, God, he's so sexy.
I tried to think of a John Hughes movie that doesn't contain sexual assault committed by a protagonist.
Maybe
The only one I
Ferris
could come up with
Bueller's-
was Home Alone.
Oh yeah, because he's like because Macaulay Culkin is 8 years old.
I fuck with Home Alone. I like Home Alone.
It's a great
Mhm.
movie. Also,
It's-
it wasn't made directly by John Hughes. It was produced by him.
Yes, exactly. Because
I
like
also like that they live in this giant ass house and how rich this guy was.
nope, but yep, that because even the criminals, the wet bandits said that's the silver tuna because like it's a big giant house, wealthy people as well too. Because like how else can you have like 15 kids in like that one home
And
in
take them all to
Chicago
Paris.
and take them all to Paris? Yeah.
I will say, living in Florida, so they filmed that in what to net what uh Watanepka. It's like a suburb of Chicago. But I
Oh,
used
they're all supposed to be set in Shermer, Illinois.
yeah. But
Mhm.
but here in Tallahassee, there's like homes in like the rich part of town that look exactly like the Home Alone house.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Here in Tallahassee, so they could have filmed that movie here and just had fake snow everywhere.
Well,
Mhm.
the palm trees might have given it away.
Yeah. Well, true,
Mm,
true. Although we have a lot of pine trees around here.
Mm.
mm,
We have some
Yeah,
palm
you're
trees,
up
but
north.
yeah.
yeah. I was like trying to think, like, wait a minute, are palm trees indigenous to like Florida? But it's like it
A
maybe I don't
different
know.
species than LA, but yeah.
Oh, but that's the thing. I don't think the palm trees were actually indigenous to LA. I think they were transplanted there, and
Yeah,
so it's
well, I
like,
don't know.
Well, in the case of LA, probably transfer because I mean, those palm trees are meant to make the like for like decoration purposes. I
But I mean,
guess.
it is on the Pacific coast, so it could have gotten those Pacific palm trees. Now, in Arizona, they were definitely brought in.
mhm. It's because like the problem is like when you're transplanting like trees that are not indigenous to the area, something like that, especially when fires happen
Oh, what
in
the hell?
areas are
Can't I
known
hear
for.
anything? Let's see if they can hear anything. Keep talking. Nope, something. Okay, now try again.
Hello, I'm talking
There
now.
we go. Okay.
Okay, good.
Just my shitty headphones.
No, okay. I guess this does happen to me is that like when I just hit the cord on my Yeti microphone disconnects as well too, and some programs are just like, oh, the Yeti microphone's no longer there. We'll switch to a different microphone as well too. Most other programs actually do quickly kind of switch back as well too, but like some programs, well, because like I use my Yeti microphone as my speakers as well too, the earbud jack, the earbuds as well too. If this gets connected, I have no audio period on my computer as well too, and I don't have other speakers to speak of as well too. Period. So too. So I was like, hey, some video games do quickly realize, oh, the Yeti microphone's back. We'll switch back to the Audio 7 City Yeti microphone as well too. Other games do not. Stardew Valley, Dead Cells, they do not switch back as well too. I have to close Dead Cells and Stardew Valley in order to hear the game again as well too. Happen frequently when I'm streaming as well too. So
I'm all right. I almost fell out of my chair.
okay, it's a good thing that you were right and you didn't fall out of your chair. That's very good. Oh, but that's
Oh,
I almost
just
my
looking in your
hand.
background there, it is the 30-year anniversary of the release of Clueless.
Yes, it
Yeah, it
is.
is.
As
Coming in June, right? When did that
Yes.
movie come out?
well,
I didn't see the date. John,
I
put it up since you know you're smart at everything.
well, no,
I
I just I was downloading completely legally Star Wars Rebels to watch it completely legally, and I saw this video on the side because it's a free torrent download thing, and it's like that's Alicia Silverstone. She looks very young. Wait, that's the skater. What the hell? That's Clueless. And then it said 30-year anniversary.
It
it's
is.
how I
Um,
know is because like a while ago me and my brothers went to see the Dan and Dan movie, anime movie. So G Kids like distributed to the theaters through Van and Fence. And Van and Fence were advertising the like big screen classics coming to the movie screens. Like it's always often like whenever a movie has an anniversary or something like that, they
Mhm.
advertise Clueless 30th anniversary screening as well too. That's coming. Yeah, that's coming up very soon. It's actually the next one, and so like
July 19th. It came out July 19th, 1995. So
nice.
I guess I'll watch it June 19th.
Yeah, why not?
You
Uh,
know, and one more thing about that.
mhm.
You would think a movie like that is not meant for men or male audiences, but when I watched it, it's pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
I think female movies like that are more funnier than male ones for some
Well, because they
reason.
rely less on stereotypes,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
often defy them more.
And
Mm,
less on sex joke. Well, like if you watch something like a comedy like if it's like run by men like grown-ups or something,
mhm,
dick jokes, fart jokes, poop
mhm.
jokes, sex
Yeah.
jokes,
Yeah.
Hmm.
semi hikes, tits.
Hmm.
It's just like, can we not act like we're 3 years, we're like we're 10?
Okay, some people are still stuck in that 10-year-old phase, honestly, because like I think we have met that person before as well too. And sometimes that is like fine, and sometimes I'm in the mood for that kind of humor as well too. I mean, Kevin Smith like just like does a bunch of the dick and fart jokes as well too. But I happen to like some of other Kevin Smith's like writing in
But
other
also, there was
ways.
just that vibe for 10 years. It was just the
True.
juvenile comedies of Adam
Yeah.
Oh
Sandler
yeah.
and Seth Rogen.
Uh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
Um,
gonna watch this movie later today. Have you guys ever seen it? Timeline?
No,
no, I
I've read
haven't.
the book.
It's about time travel, which is ironic because I actually watched Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, which is also about time travel.
Hmm.
And I know
The
people hate that movie, but I think I mean
Am I thinking
it's
about the
I
right book? Yes, I am. Okay, yeah. Michael Crichton wrote that book. It was obviously
uh
intended to be made into a movie.
Michael Crichton always does that with his books as well too.
Hmm.
Maybe once like Jurassic Park became bestseller, then become a
It
successful
was
movie.
after Jurassic Park he started writing books intending them to be made into
Yeah,
movies.
it's now. I don't know if I'll ever read any of his books too, especially since they're dad fictions anyways, well too. But like some of some of the source materials from the like his like books turns into like what actually turned out to be pretty good movies. Like I'm still stand by the 13th Warrior starring Antonio Banderas. You look at the cover. Oh God, this is a stereotypical action movie starring Antonio Banderas. And it's like, from the novelist that wrote the like Jurassic Park. I see, and the director of the like Die Hard or producer of Die Hard or something like that. So this is a dumb action movie. Yet every time I see the 13th Warrior, I'm just like, this is just good. It's just a good movie.
I
And
mean,
it's
a
like,
director has a lot of control over a script.
yes, I
So I
agree.
mean, it's like uh trying to remember. Like
Hey, Jamie
there was
J.
a screenwriter wrote a script about like it was sort of an erotic spy thriller in Havana, Cuba.
Hmm.
By the time the director was done with it, it was Dirty Dancing 2.
Ha! That's actually very common. John Favreau, like when he was auditioning for the replacements, he thought it was going to be like the longest yard, which was a hard R movie and stuff like that. And all John Favreau has control over is the character he's playing that role and stuff like that. And by the end of it, once they got to like screenings, it was
It
like
was a
PG-13.
comedy.
I
Yeah.
want I want to make a movie about like a black autistic person that just bucks all stereotypes. I really want to do that one day.
Hmm.
And make it a girl. since there's not really many minority women with autism that get depicted, I want to make it a girl this time.
So Phoenix, I don't know if I would categorize like the Princess Bride as a chick flick as well too. Just fantasy adventure, honestly. Still a good movie, regardless of how you like classify it as well too. Since it's like that was a movie that was it's also a comedy too, because that was a movie that they had no idea how to advertisements as well too. So when you see the theatrical the trailers for that movie, yeah, no wonder this movie bombed in the theaters because, like, who would go to see that off of that? You don't know if it's comedy or if it's adventure. They like play aspects of it as well too. It is
Mhm.
difficult too. And when even though it's like if they did frame Princess Bride to be like a homage to fantasy in the stories and fairy tales, since it's like Peter Falk reading to like Fred Savage as well too. But then it's just like but then you get into that as well too, as you wish, and that sort of thing. And the fencing scene is still like one of the best fencing scenes
Mhm.
in movies ever as well too. And that's one of the cases where it's like some writers just like right, they fight. While that writer is like, no, he studied fencing. There is fencing. There is capitero as well too. So like what the Brett
And I
Power
love
Roberts
that
and
all the names they're using there are old alchemists.
yes
Unless
is so it's like it so
the enemy
basically
has a
the
study, he's a gripper. Which
it's, yeah, exactly. No, so it's like, you can classify it as a chick flick or not. I wouldn't be opposed to that too, because like if chick flicks is what chicks like to watch this whole time,
Mhm.
I'm not opposed to like watching Princess Bride as well too. And that's a good point. Like, Tim Burton's a racist who hates cats. That's a good, very important PSA.
Uh,
I
what's this
I
about
got
hating cats? Why would
well, I got the VHS cover
Of
the
Mean Girls,
yeah,
nice.
and this is VHS by the way.
Mhm.
I noticed that as well.
The
I still the one time I was in a High School Musical, fun thing happened to Wed the Forum. The only time I was in a High School Musical, I auditioned several times, but just didn't get it as well too. It's on VHS. I gotta like make a way to preserve it so that like I can still have that at least in digital form, like download it onto a hard drive somewhere as well too. No, none of us are talking about erotic fan fictions, Jamie J. We could though, but I don't know.
I was watching Titanic the other day on my VHS, and it's the two tape one, and I got
Hmm.
a lot of people were like on Reddit saying how much they love my setup because I was watching the two tape VHS on a VHS TV combo, something you don't see
Mm.
anymore. So
Yes.
this is where the VHS is literally built into the TV.
Oh yeah, no,
Mhm.
I had a couple
Oh,
of
I
those.
remember those. Yes. Hey, Joe McClary. Yeah, that I imagine it's too hot for. I met Joe McClary. Let's be fair. It's too hot to do anything. It's too hot to read a book right now in some places. The UK experienced it that Metro actually. I didn't like the Owen McDonald mentioned that yesterday because I was on the stream yesterday. But it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit and for like the UK, which is like not what they're used to, which is why they're complaining about how hot it is. Because also, since the UK is not used to those hot temperatures, even in the summertime, no AC as it were too.
Hmm.
So it's like, so I can understand why they're complaining as well too. My favorite thing about like VHS media is that the image like kind of constantly degrades in quality due to like the exposure to
Yep.
the Earth's magnetic field.
And
Yeah.
also the fact that every time you run over the tape, you are
Mhm.
using the tape.
Yes, exactly.
You
So
are
it's like.
degauzing the tape. But I also think that also like being into vintage stuff is also like an autistic quirk because
Mhm.
you kind of whenever I see like a VHS tape, I'm always just wondered how do you encode a whole ass movie on magnetic tape? How do you do that?
You know what? That is a
So
fascinating
you have these
question.
diagonal lines of ones and zeros.
Hmm. Oh, so we're doing it in binary then, and not basic. I see.
I mean that's
Uh,
really all it is. It's like you have one part that tells you the audio, the other part that tells you the video, and it's just magnetic
True.
up, magnetic down.
Yep.
I've been like whenever like when like telephones like how like it's like you send a signal to a tower like it's like all that how do you compress all that data into one stream of stuff? It's just like how does this shit work? Because
Microsecond bursts.
I don't know. I like it's like having appreciation for technology, but not like worshiping technology because it's like human beings are, I guess, and I don't know. It's just so the world fascinates me a lot.
Mhm.
It's
It
weird.
should. It's pretty
It
fucking awesome.
should. And it's like nothing wrong with that fascination as well too, because like I think that kind of like curiosity it should be like encouraged as well too, because like curiosity for like the world around us, so like we would like the. I think it's important to like learn something new every day, or at least like frequently as well too, to keep your like brain young as well too, but to keep those juices like flowing as well too, because like I don't. Maybe it's a philosophical thing, but I feel like if you lose interest to learn new things, as it were, too. Me personally, I don't know of how interesting of a person you are as well too. Now, granted, you're just like constantly tired because you're working
Or
out a
you
lot
might
and
be
you
a
don't have.
Republican.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest. Sometimes when I get stoned, I become even more inquisitive.
hmm but acquisitiveness should be encouraged as well too. It's like Anna Conover had like the redneck liberal comedian as well too on his like the YouTube show Factually, and like one interesting thing they brought up is that like there is like the small town mentality is like it's not people who grew up in a small town, because like a lot of people grew up in a small town move away. Just move to the big city and be exposed to other people and other like
Hmm.
different ways of life, something like that. But there's some.
Colleges aren't trying to turn people into queer liberals. It's just that
Mhm.
they meet new people and realize they're queer and
Yeah, exactly.
stop being racist.
And they have they meet different people that don't like, it's like,
hmm
I'm just a person, dude.
Yeah,
Cool. You know, like just,
it's
you know.
it's. Well, I thought like, oh, black people then from the Chicago are all scary and stuff like that. But you seem nice as well too. But it's just like that's because you don't know any black people from Chicago. You
Yeah.
just get the propaganda you get from Fox News.
Like I like my dad called like gay people an abomination, but then when I met my first gay people, I was like, these are just normal, regular day people.
hmm
How are they an abomination when these are just regular, everyday folks?
Because the Bible said so, or someone told them that the gay people are abomination. But also there's like,
The Bible
but
also said it's okay to have slaves.
Mhm.
true. And some white
But
people
it
probably.
was a different kind of slavery.
Yeah, of course. Okay, okay. Like,
Slavery, well, it
oh,
arose
okay,
by
Pat Robertson.
any other name, John. Arose by any other name.
But like they mentioned that like and Carm over in the Red Deck liberal, I forgot his name as well, though he's a comedian.
Trey
But like
Crowder.
yeah, they are also small town like people with small town mentality that want to stay in the small town, and
Hmm.
it's like just like the conservative mentality of like, why do we have to change? Or like that sort of thing too, or they hate the change of the world as well too, and they hate how they have to accept other people. Jeez.
I take it, so didn't Tupac say this about people who are racist, like just don't eat lunch with me?
Mhm.
That's kind of
Yeah, I
how
did say that.
that's kind of how I see with bigotry. It's like, all right, you don't have to accept gay people, but just take your take just go somewhere else with your bigotry. Don't be around here.
Mhm.
Stay in your homogenous little bubbles then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
stop
what
trying to ruin people's lives. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay. So you think being gay is a sin? That's fine. So long as you're not encouraging our politicians to like they legislate away like my rights to be
You
have a
think
gay
that
marriage.
being gay is a sin? Don't be gay.
yeah.
That's it.
Like,
Mhm.
Did you guys hear that they had like a straight pride festival?
That
Mm,
must have
that's
been
about.
yeah,
so
and
so much
dozens
potato
showed
salad.
up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like, well, what do these people do? Like, do they go and say, "Hey, we're straight now. Here's my wife. Here's my trophy wife.
Yeah.
Follow
Woo, we're
her."
straight.
Is
Now,
Shut
oh
up, hetero. Go make
is
a baby,
I
woman lover.
oh, why do you have to force your straightness down my throat or anything like that? It's just like, oh yeah, wait, you're just being who you are, or something like that. That's all the gay people and queer people are
I
too.
saw like I've seen videos of some of the of like, well, not videos of people going there, but like videos of people who talk about it, and it's like it's basically the most whitest thing ever. It's like they can't dance. It,
Well, they could try, but I don't think they'd be good at it.
and it's like
basically a picnic at a Cracker Barrel.
Yes, with the worst tasteless potato salad too.
Hey, we're straight.
with raisins in the potato salad.
Hey guys, we're straight, and here's my
Oh, look,
wife.
there's the Golden Corral float. Look, they're on their scooters.
Here's my wife with our third child. I'm praying that none of them are autistic because I hate that. It's just I know straight pride. Okay, who gives a shit? Who gives a
It's
fuck?
okay, and
There's the
besides,
Duck Dynasty float.
oh yeah. Besides, isn't like the straight pride parade just like the Memorial Day parade?
Mm-hmm.
Or that military parade that Trump tried on like Flag Day?
Mm-hmm.
Well, kinda, but the thing with straight pride is that they're the majority, so they have to always remind us that they want to be the majority. Memorial Day, well, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. I mean, it's like Veterans Day is like World War One. Memorial Day is like for all of it, and of course, this is also America, so we love our troops and we love our flags. We love the
Mm.
flags.
We love
Ew.
to pretend to care.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love the troops, but I want them to go to Iran to kill some Arabs.
And then we'll let
mm,
them die in the streets.
And I can all watch it on Fox News as I jerk off to the bombs bursting in the air.
people should not burn the flag and something like that, but should have my right to have my flag be a thong. And it's like, it's okay, you didn't have to share that part as well too.
Yeah.
And
Or,
yes, you love the flag enough that you wanted to fuck it. Okay, but you didn't have to share that part, honestly.
right. Yeah, it's bizarre. Or people who would say if this flag offends you, I'll help you pack. And I'm like, okay, since I want to move back to England, well, I'm not from England, but I want to move back in with my mother country somehow. Slavery. Okay. Anyway, I want to move to England where I can take a train. I can take a train. I don't have to, it's like, okay, you want to help me pack and move back, and I'm like, okay, can I have a choice where I go to? Because
El
if I
Salvador.
could,
They
I
want me
would,
to pack and move back too. That's that's the one thing that has always struck me as so fucking funny about white people is they really believe in manifest destiny so much so that they think they conquered this nation.
Mm-hmm.
Conquered.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it all, gotta put their freaking rub their racism all over it
Mm-hmm.
and get that shit on us too.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Get that good
reverse
stank.
racism, what we're going through as white people.
and like, is it okay to? It's like, but why would you want me to pack and leave for just criticizing a country? Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do in a free society? Is
Not that
criticize?
way.
But then how do you do it? Do you just keep
By
your mouth
criticizing
shut?
Democrats. But not like a commie.
But yeah, I want to move to a country where I don't have a car all the damn time, and
Mm-hmm.
there's actually people I can talk to, and not, yeah. That's the thing,
I
like
know
I said
you can
about,
live in Europe easily without a car.
yeah,
It's
Mm-hmm.
nice.
you can like visit different countries just by a train.
Mm-hmm. That sounds awesome as well too.
And I do mean a train,
Yes.
Yeah, extra fast trains that'll get you there extra fast, like almost as fast as a fucking airplane would get you.
and
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and that brings me to my next point. So I need to I need to get two stopwatches, give one to the guy at the station, and then I have one. We start them at the same time. The train goes to
It's an
Germany.
imperceptible difference.
Oh, fuck.
You just ruined his fun, John Rothman.
They already did that experiment on airplanes. Somebody traveled around the world, and the other guy waited, and it was like a second difference after like a
I want to
week's worth of
see all
travel.
you motherfuckers old with beards when I get back.
Well, Geek and I are old with beards, so congratulations.
Even
Yeah.
more. I'll be back on a fucking walker when I get back.
Yeah, speak for yourself. I'm gonna exercise, so like, well, no, that's a guarantee. Anything I could probably easily have to like use a walker at the old age, something like that. It's like okay,
Maybe the
shouldn't be ashamed
contour.
of it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
I did
see.
hear, I have heard stories that some astronauts, like when they're on the like in space, like it's like they are a few microseconds into the future than all of us. So I've heard
Ugh,
that before, but they're not going that fast. Like
no.
it's like, but
But they're
yeah,
going a
it
couple
would be
thousand miles an hour.
it would be
It does make a difference. We need to take that into account for our geostationary satellites, our GPS satellites.
Mhm,
It's not a huge difference because,
mhm,
and partly because you got the two effects going in different directions. They're no
mhm,
longer in such a deep gravity well, and
mhm,
they're going fast. So you get
mhm,
some time dilation and some time compression.
mhm,
right.
But you still have to calculate that shit, take it into account.
mhm.
But
Science is fascinating, isn't
yeah,
it?
when I was thinking about taking like one of those high-speed trains, I was like, damn, I want to get two stopwatches, give one to you, and then I get on the train, and when I come back, you motherfuckers better be old as shit.
Unfortunately, I don't think like you can just like fly as fast as Superman and just reverse the spin of the Earth in order to go back
That's
into
not how
time.
any of this works.
uh,
Yeah,
Turns out
I've
Hollywood lied to us.
I've always been fascinated with time travel.
mhm.
I don't even know, but like I don't even know if we can even do it physically though.
No. I mean,
And I'm not.
we can travel forward 1 second per second. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it as well too. Yeah, that was a Mad TV sketch of like a scientist who discovered his time travel machine, and it was just a bed.
I
It's like
also
you can
I
only
also
travel forward in for 8 hours at a time.
well, it's like in Star Trek when they're saying like all stop, and I'm like, well, there's no all stop because you're in space. You may go slower, but you're not stopping. You're just gonna be cruising like this.
For all
Mm.
intents and purposes, it'll stop as well too. Maintain position as best we
Right.
can.
Yeah, it's just, like a lot of the concepts are fun, but I just don't think we'll ever have to we'll ever get there because
Nope.
it's just
I mean, but bouncy Parkon projectile scene bounce off the main deflector dish as well too. When they're in the bind, they'll just make some shit up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
oh,
it's like
Now,
but what is all
the
that?
thing is, you can have a force field.
yes.
Um, Now you can't do gravity for that force
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
it's the weakest of the forces and it's worthless.
Yeah.
Strong and weak nuclear forces only have like they only matter at the incredibly short distances inside the nucleus.
Hmm.
So what you want is electromagnetic force. So what you
Yeah.
want there is a wall of electrons,
Mm.
and the easiest way to do that is to build a wall.
Hmm.
So your force field is the hull of your spaceship.
Ah.
You are surrounded by force fields right now.
Oh, I see.
But, but
I'm
if
my own. My skin's
You
my own
are a
force
force
field.
field.
I am a force field. I am a force field. How can weaponize it? Can I use the force field to repel bigots away from me?
Yes, you punch them.
I like this plan. I have this is
you
my superpower. My fists.
you
My
generate
fists.
yeah, basically.
Behold the electromagnetic force, bitch. This one's Electro,
Oh,
this one's Magno. All
you
right,
I
can't.
it
always
is
the
3:30.
the holodeck though in Star Trek seems probably more realistic though. But,
Well,
but
we
even
can
then,
virtual reality we can sort of get right now, but virtual reality that we can actually interact with, like that sort of thing too. I don't know how close we are to that.
I mean, like,
We
well,
might be
Pokemon.
able to get haptic feedback stuff.
Hmm.
The problem would be the latency, but we could work on that.
Yeah,
But it
I
would be
mean,
a VR thing in a carefully controlled room that would be your best bet for something like the holodeck. You couldn't just walk in and expect holograms to become solid.
Pokemon Go kind of did that to some degree.
Well, that was augmented reality.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
little different.
augmented, but you're still interacting with with the real world environment. They just put Pokemons there for you,
Yeah.
like
Through your phone, yeah, as well too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it'll like they're like I think of all the Star Trek stuff, holodecks are probably the more realistic things that we may end up getting, but
there are definitely perverts that want to like make that a reality for sure.
oh yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, there's gonna be like some yeah. Well, it's like when I told Steve a couple years ago, like, what if there was like some holodeck like concert, let's say if there was like a holographic Billie Eilish concert, like does Billie Eilish still get royalties for that? Because I imagine she would.
It's the official Billie Eilish like things, and assuming that we still have the
They
capitalist
get
system
they
as it
get it.
is.
I mean, they get for radio plays, for Spotify, for shit like that.
Mhm.
So
I mean I mean those like recording artists that do concerts in like Fortnite. I'm sure there's a deal in place where it's just like they
mhm,
get a cut of like every time their skin is sold in the Fortnite item shop as well too.
yeah.
Right, because I was wondering like would it be like a Napster thing where it's
Well,
just
now, well, Napster,
I mean,
the
the
official
thing
Napster.
is, if you play a CD, they don't get royalties. So if you buy the rights to have your holodeck concert, and you can play it over and over again. But
yeah.
obviously, under capitalism, they wouldn't do that. They would just let you rent it.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
it is after 3:30.
Yep. We have been rambling on for about like a good like 90 minutes about like various other things
But
and enjoyed.
before I go, I like to tell you guys that I'm gonna go see the play Hairspray in my town.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. That's interesting.
Cool.
So and anything else you want to promote the Isaiah Taylor, or is it just like your like Instagram collect cosplay crafts?
Well, Infinity Con is coming up, so I one of my costumes is right here. I'm going as a hurricane hunter.
Nice.
Nice.
So here's one of the patches.
Hmm.
These some of these are authentic, some of them aren't, but yeah, I'm going as a hurricane hunter.
Hmm.
I even bought the headphones for it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like Joe McClure, there's will be no holodeck on the capitalism because I think even David Graeber talked about that at how we like stopped dreaming as well too, where it's just like now
Hmm.
companies want that guaranteed return on investment, which is why they just like hate research and development and stuff with it because it's just
Yep.
a money sink for them.
Yeah, I got
So
the pilot's headphones for it.
Nice.
nice. Just randomly had that on, and people will assume that you're speaking through that like microphone on the headset as well too. Breaker on 9, breaking on 9. Like, yep, I have visual. uh,
It's funny because I've always wanted to just do that just to see what that whole thing feels like.
yeah.
Me and Neko Yamicon should have like a fan hangout where we were just like in hurricanes, just
Yeah.
Next time a hurricane hits Tallahassee, you can live stream and she can comment on
oh,
it.
please do.
That was something. So, Joey, I don't think you have anything to promote other than like charity links that page. So, yeah, charity links that page. Give people money to people who like need it. Phoenix needs money because like Phoenix has like internet bill and the phone bill to pay for as well too. So do that. Oh wait, I'll get like Phoenix's link and like drop them in. I gave money to Joanna today, but like it's also in a month for her, so she can also like use money. But I'm also Summary Geek on like all the most of the social media platforms. On Mastodon, I'm reopening that like account as well too, so I'm posting there as well too. Just the general like social, not any specific like places. But like I'm also Summary Geek on Tumblr, Instagram, Threads. Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Blue Sky, and like Jonathan Scott on like Facebook if you want to find me as well too. But also on Twitch and YouTube because like if I'm not posting videos up on YouTube, or like shorts or something like that, I'm at least also like streaming to YouTube as well as Twitch. And once I get off of this call, I have like my stream set up for like YouTube and Twitch where I'm going to be playing. I reached my last follower goal of 690 followers on Twitch, and so in honor of that nice times 10 number, I'm playing a sexy game that's like Twitch safe as well too. And since it's still Pride, and actually this is a queer friendly game, Max Gentleman Sexy Business is built too. So I'm going to be playing that on Twitch and YouTube as soon as I get off this call as well too.
I've
Uh,
had
You could also
I've
do
had a
Monster Prom.
I
I've had
could
a
do Monster Prom.
I've had a good Pride week, Pride month. I got to meet Ethel Kane, who's like a LGBTQ trailblazer. I
Mhm.
got to go to my first drag bingo. I went to drag brunch.
Mhm.
So it's been a pretty good Pride month.
Nice.
Yep,
Even
happy Pride, everyone.
at least as an ally.
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
really like using the term ally that much as a good because like
Try
ally kind
accomplice.
Yeah,
yeah
try accomplice.
yeah I don't know because like ally sounds a bit too transactional for my taste.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, because like there were people who were like they would be Jewish and black people would be allies and like when it came to George Floyd, but then when you had some black people like talking about the genocide in Gaza, you had some Jewish people be like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's like, hey, we supported you, and it's like inequality like discrimination is bad no matter who's doing it. I don't give a
Mhm.
fuck like so I don't like the term ally. I like the term being a good human and speaking up
Mhm.
for your fellow human is a
Mhm.
good way. Cause
Hello, fellow humans.
Yeah.
well, I
All
don't
right.
know.
But we need to go. I
Yeah.
need
We
to
need to
sleep
end the
before.
show. So anyway, see you all next week as well
Yep.
too. Next week should be a standard show. It's not the Patreon show because that will be from 2 weeks from now as well too. But like
Hmm.
everyone else, take care of everyone. Practice self care.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye.